Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, each and every individual from wherever you're watching from. Let me hope you are fine and you are very much okay. Let's talk about Trump's plan about the whole world. Trump wants to be the leader. He wants to consolidate the power around the world and be the person who calls each and every action, who calls for whatever happens at every moment and every time. The idea of making America great again is the very idea that Trump wants to make himself great, better, the most powerful leader in the entire world. And how is he doing this? He's doing it in a very swift and very, very diplomatic way. He doesn't really want to engage more when it comes to, uh, power fights and all that, but war is inevitable in these situations. He made it possible to arrest the Venezuela president, that is Maduro, and Maduro is in the U.S. courts, and probably Maduro won't get free. He won't get free. He won't go scot-free. He will be imprisoned in the U.S. Then after Maduro, he has gone after the Iranian president. There is Iranian prime minister, supreme leader. There is Ali Khamenei, and after Ali Khamenei, who will be next? There is a probability Xi Jinping will be next, and after Xi Jinping, we'll go to the missile boy, the missile man, the missile boy. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the North Korean president. I know most of you people say no, it's hard for him to go for the North Korean president. It will create a lot of havoc. But yes, if Trump continues to be in power, it will be very easy for him to go for that. And who is playing the cards over here? I know most of the people think that the Americans or US is the one that playing all these cards. But I will say this, I believe all these plans have been made possible by Israel. Yes, all these plans are made possible by Israel. And it's just a plan to make sure that everything goes as it's supposed to be done. Hey, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, but let's talk about it. Trump goes after Maduro, and the charges placed against Maduro are charges that the US courts won't allow Maduro to be freed. There's no bond that can allow Maduro to go out for free or to go out. Maduro will be in the US prisons for the rest of his life. Unless he makes a deal, and the deal he makes will be a greater deal. But I don't think if Maduro will be in a position to make a deal. So if he doesn't make a deal, then that means that he will be in the US prisons for some good time. If Maduro makes a deal, then it means that he'll have to sell some secrets about China and Russia to the US. What secrets am I talking about? Military secrets. I'm so sure the friendship between Russia, China, and Nicolas Maduro were not just the trade and the oil secrets. There's much secrets that Maduro knows about these governments. And now they're afraid if Maduro is forced to speak, he might reveal some secrets that most of the people don't understand. But it's life. That is what it is. Everything must work as it's supposed to be done in the best way possible, because the US has to get whatever they're looking for. Whether in a good, soft way or in a hard way, they still have to get those secrets. What about North Korea? How did Trump know of the dark fleet, the oil tankers, the dark fleet that are operated in the name of other countries, but they fully belong to Russia? How did he know that they need to be stopped? How did he know that they are there? How did he know that there are tankers that are supporting the Russian war against Ukraine? No one knows that, but there are a few people who understand that. It's a world of politics, geopolitics, trade, and interest must be played. And whoever plays the card smartly will always get it right. I've always said this, so it's not something that is new to me and to my viewers who follow me each and every time. And now, why should he go for Iran? There are a lot of things, some political issues, geopolitical issues, trade issues, and all these things put together. And some will say it's more spiritual. At the time the prophecy, it was prophesied, and whatever prophecy was made must come to pass. And that is why he is in Iran. Yes, with Iranian prime minister, or not prime minister, supreme leader going down, Ali Khamenei, will be joy to the whole world. not just freedom to the Iranians, but freedom to the whole world. Because Ali Khamenei has called shots to destructions of families, lives around the world, not just in Iran. But the Iranians have felt the heavy blow, the heavy hammer of the Iranian supreme leader, that is Ali Khamenei. Orders have been given to families to be destroyed. Orders have been given for families for people to be killed. Even the 2 days of our unrest in Iran, that was on 8th and 9th January 2026, led to the unprecedented deaths that no one can ever imagine. As the main media of Iran says that it's only 6,000. Independent researchers have said it's over 35,000 people who've been killed, and the number will go higher, or it's now higher as the days continue. They stopped killing on the streets. They start killing in the prisons. Those that they had arrested, they started killing them and destroying them. Said some lethal injections were given, but we're not privy to that because we don't have that information. We're only relying on some information that are given from other different sources on social media platforms, independent TVs like mine, independent streamers and YouTubers like me. And yes, it's not that good in Iran. Most families are crying, and some families have been completely wiped out. No one to exist, no one to tell a story. That is what Ali Khamenei has done. Ali Khamenei is accused of funding terror activities around the world. He's accused of funding the Houthis. He's accused of funding Hezbollah. He's accused of funding Al-Shabaab. He's accused of funding the Boko Haram that is operating in West Africa. Al-Shabaab are operating in Eastern Africa. Hezbollah operating the other side, and Houthis are operating on this other side. So Israel have been surrounded, and all US and Israel interest has been surrounded by possible or terrorist actions or terrorists around the world. They chant and sing destruction to Israel, they chant and sing destruction to US. That means wherever they find a US citizen or anything that is linked to the US, they won't stop but destroy it. To them, they know dying with the heathen is a good word to use unto them. To them, they know that dying with a non-Christian, dying with someone who does not believe in Islam, especially Christians and Jews and the United States people, it's a subject that brings them closer to their God, whom they refer to as Allah. And that is, they'll stop to nothing. They'll stop with nothing, or nothing will stop them until they destroy Israel. The missiles and all the weapons that they're creating, all of them are meant to the total annihilation of Israel and the total annihilation of the US. And that is their main objective. So Trump going into Iran is to make sure that, number one, there is no production there's no production of the weapons of mass destruction. WMDs, as they simplified to the political war analysts. But is there any weapon of mass destruction in Iran? There have been rumors, and the destructions of those nuclear enrichment facilities by the USB-2 bombers destroyed everything. As Trump will say, it obliterated everything, and there will be no more production of weapon of mass destruction in Iran. But some other subjects say, even after that destruction, Iran went into replenish and continue building. Some people say it's not about destroying the already constructed things. It's about destroying the minds, because they already have the knowledge. They already have the blueprint of making a nuclear weapon. But if you destroy the key people who know that, it will give them some time, deterrence for some time before they come up with such. And with that, maybe the US and Israel will have a better way of handling it. That is why they went for the top nuclear scientists, assassinated them, to make sure that they're delaying the production, they're delaying the construction, they're delaying the process, maybe for another key moment. But that did not deter them. It's like someone had that blueprint again, so they continued. And that is why the US is going in. The US used the protesters as a decoy or as a plan to get themselves into that. Trump going on social media and so main media stream mainstream media and asking the Iranians to continue protesting for the help is on the way. And that is what most people are looking onto. Will Trump give that help that he called for? Will Trump give the help that he said he will give unto these people? With him assuring the Iranians that the help that they're looking for is available, the Iranians went on the streets and they continued protesting, most of them dying. Some family, as we said, being completely annihilated from the history of survival in Iran. But the hearts of Iran will not forget, the people of Iran will not forget those families. Just because they died doesn't mean that they don't exist. They exist in the book of histories, like people who fought for the democracy of Iran, people who fought for the right life in Iran. They will never be forgotten, for the books will have them. But what if Donald Trump makes a deal with Ali Khamenei or the IRGC government, Islamic regime of Iran? Will he have betrayed the Iranians who went on the street to protest? Will he have betrayed the dead? Will he have betrayed the families who've lost everything and they have nothing for survival? Theoretically, yes, he would have done so. And most of those people will not have faith and do not have confidence in the US again. Because Trump told them to continue fighting, for help is on the way. And that help is what has kept them all this long. And if there is anything else they're looking for, it's a complete destruction of Ali Khamenei, possible assassination of Ali Khamenei, and a complete destruction of the Islamic regime of Iran, and restoration of democracy. For they want to see their king, Pahlavi, coming back to Iran to lead. That is all they're looking for. Nothing else. There's nothing they really want. All they want is peace. All they want is life. All they want is protection from the United States. So the United States has to do it with everything that they have. They have to make sure that the Iranians are having democracy, going back to their own country, celebrating and building a new Iran again. And that is very much possible with the power that Israel, the US, and the NATO members will give in to make sure. Before it came to where it is now, most of the NATO members said they are not going to join that war. And most of them asked Trump not to put a possibility, not to come with a possibility of war, but suggested that that the talks should be the way forward. But that is not the language that the IRGC or the Islamic regime of Iran will understand. They don't understand talks. Only language they know is force, because that is what they use. So if you talk to them, they will not understand you. But if you force them to do whatever you want, they will fully understand you. And that is why, as per now, all these NATO members have agreed and they're in support of what's happening. We are yet to see whatever will happen, but it's just a matter of hours and all shall be done. And that is what each and every individual is looking for. The whole world will celebrate, for there will be victory, not just for Iranians, as we said, but victory for the whole world as Ali Khamenei goes down. It is. He's going down. Ali Khamenei is going down. Believe me or not, he must go down. And that is what each and every individual is waiting. So engage us in the comment section and tell us, what do you think is going to happen next?